talk. Guys, hi.
Hi.
Need to talk a little bit. Well, I want to go with some changes on jam session.
You mean the ones that my mom suggested?
Well, those are minor. These are fundamental.
Well, what's wrong with the show? I thought it was doing great.
Well, not that great. Sweeps as soon as then I have to goose the ratings to raise the revenues, and you two are going to help me.
How are we going to help you?
Well, I had a brainstorm last night, believe it or not.
Uh-oh.
Tell us about it.
Passion.
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 Wow, it's like in the air or something.
Okay, I'm not getting this. What are we talking about?
Well, in plain English, emotions with a capital E. I want to pull at the audience's heartstrings.
What kind of stories do you want to pull?
Well, some kind of stories, you know, but in-depth stories. Not so polite. I want fireworks on camera.
Matt, I don't think that's me. I mean, whose fuse do you want me to light?
Well, I thought we'd start close to home. You, Dean, and Lorna.
What?
It would be perfect. Two sisters, very different from each other, both successful, both involved with the same man, superstar Dean Frank.
Oh, well, I like that part with the superstar and the two girls.
The famous sister interviews the driven one.
Wow.
Good idea,
I'm hearing
huh?
fireworks,
Wait a minute.
heartstrings. I am.
So what, you want me to exploit my relationship
Explore,
with Anna?
explore, not exploit.
Good luck.
Listen, I'm not worried about you, because you're open, you're friendly, audience already loves you. It's Lorna. She's going to be the problem. She's going to close up like a clam. Your job is to get inside her head, find out what makes her tick.
You know what you should do to make this whole thing tick a little better? You should incorporate yourself somehow as the ex-lover. Remember that?
Both of you,
the ex-lover.
both of you stop right now. You guys, Lorna's not going to go for this. One, she hates the camera. Two, she only gets in front of it to interview someone that she's, you know, her client or something. She's not going to do this.
I believe that you have the skill to get more out of her, and that's a compliment.
That is a compliment.
It is.
That is a compliment.
It
the
is.
thing is, the two of them are getting along so well lately. You know, you might not want to kind of throw a
This is a
wrench
big
into the
idea
work.
here.
She's going to hate your idea.
I know
Well,
not.
The gang's all here. What's up, Matt?
Mommy, Mommy, Mommy.
I'm gonna go see if I can find us some food, okay?
Can I come?
No. You have to stay here because you have to guard our hiding place. It's a very important job, you know. Remember our secret knock? Can you do that for me? Show me the secret knock. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Mommy's gonna go to the barn where the mechanics are, and I'm gonna see if I can find us some food, okay? Okay. You sit tight. I love you so much.
Today, the role of Donna Hudson is being played by Sophia Landon.
I don't understand why you haven't found my daughter, Dr. Bernheimer.
It's highly unlikely Mrs. Harrison has gone very far.
Could she somehow manage to get off the grounds before you closed the gate last night?
Well, where would she go?
Oh, well, that would depend on whether she went freely or, as the senator suggested last night, someone took her.
Grant, you
That's
don't...
not what Dr. Bernheimer meant. It simply occurred to me that someone might have attempted to take Victoria.
Well, and why were the gates shut?
Well, it was the prudent thing to do. We had to contain the search.
But you know how
I
Victoria...
thought you'd have some news by now, Doctor. I think you better call the authorities.
Let me finish checking with my morning shift first. If there's nothing, I'll do as you suggest.
Well, you never stop, do you?
What do you mean, Donna?
If Victoria realized that you locked her in here, she would die before she'd let you find her.
You're over-dramatizing things.
Oh, am I?
I'd suggest we find Victoria, not fight over her.
Come quickly, we found something.
What you're telling me is that Kevin's FBI contacts were useless.
They didn't have anything to help me nail Carl, nothing.
Then what did you find out?
I don't have to tell you what it's like when you start an investigation, do I?
It's like opening Pandora's box.
Exactly. You have a golden mind, but once you start following leads, talking to people, There's no way to predict where that information is going to take you.
And sometimes those leads take you where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well, there's this guy in Washington, D.C., and apparently Carl used to confide in him. But the relationship obviously turned sour because the guy was only too happy to speak ill of him.
What did he say?
That Carl used blackmail the way other employers use profit sharing.
Oh.
He had the goods on everybody who was connected to him. He would use information about affairs, gambling debts, tax records. It was a strong inducement to remain loyal to him.
So you turn on him and your life gets used against you.
You got it.
Did this man have any specifics on anyone in particular?
No, but he told me about this photographer in New York City who might. He had done some work for Carl.
Oh, I bet. 8 by 10 glossies of people in compromising positions, right?
Yeah, something like that. So...
Tell me I'm not going to be upset.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Oh, maybe we should just go home and hug each other a lot, and then you can finish telling me the story later,
Frankie,
okay?
if you really don't want me to tell you about this, I won't. I didn't want you involved in this in the first place.
Oh, right, because according to the books, I'm supposed to be protected from reality at all costs for my own good. Well, you know what? According to the books aren't always right.
Didn't you just imply that you don't want to know?
But I didn't mean it. If I wasn't pregnant, you would know. I didn't mean it.
This is about something else, isn't it?
What makes you say that?
Possibly connected to whatever it was you were muttering to yourself when I deplaned?
You are much too smart for your own good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just finish your gory tale.
You sure?
Absolutely.
I found this guy in a sleazy loft in a pretty ugly part of the city.
Well, that doesn't sound like Carl at all.
Well, when Carl used him, he was more of an uptown kind of guy. But when Carl brought Lorna to him, it was legit.
Oh, this is about Lorna?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, dear.
This guy, well, Lorna was about 17. She was very young. She was obviously naive. And he took some pretty compromising photographs of her.
Oh, no.
And you should have seen him. He was sitting there in his crummy studio, bragging to me about how he seduced her into agreeing.
Oh, does this get worse?
He just told her how beautiful she was and how mature she was and how this was for art's sake.
What happened to the photos?
Carl found out about them. And he used them for a number of years to keep Lorna in line. No wonder she's been acting strangely since he reappeared.
That's them?
Yes.
No, I can't. Do you have to tell Kevin?
I hate it, but he has to know about this, yeah? Listen, I've got to get over to Rachel's. Will you come with me?
Sure. Yeah.
This makes me sick, too.
It is just so awful that she was so alone in the world that she fell prey to cruel people like that. Could you imagine something like that happening to our child?
It'll never happen to our child.
It should never happen to anyone's child.
I agree.
This is outrageous, Jake, and you're insane.
Like that demented old fox.
Let me see this. Oh. Do you really think that the board is going to go along with that proposal?
Your stockholders are not going to be very happy with their profit and loss statement for August.
We made money.
Small profits almost cost you this company. You're not going to get a second chance. Now, trust me, the wolves are at the door.
No doubt you're referring to yourself.
That's cute, Iris, but it's going to bounce right off me. I am not afraid anymore. You want to know why?
Jake, I don't care why.
What's the matter, Iris? Losing your teeth?
Oh, you arrogant little
Save it. Save it. It's not worth it.
Ladies, 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 I smell fear. And you know what fear makes people do? Makes them make mistakes.
Sort of like you did with Paulina?
I'm only trying to help, Rachel. If you would present this to the board, it would make you look good because it will make this company money.
And what's it going to do for you?
Well, maybe it'll show Paulina that I'm not such a bad guy.
Oh, I have this feeling that Paulina won't go along with your assessment of yourself. Not when she finds out that you want to lay off 16% of the people on our workforce.
But isn't that one of your selling points, Jake? Being one of the poor little people crushed by the big bad Corys?
Well, sometimes, Iris, you have to do unpopular things for the larger good.
Boy, sometimes you make my skin crawl.
Mom, can I talk to you for a minute?
Gladly.
All right.
Why don't you let me talk to him, okay? Maybe I can find out what this is really about.
Be my guest. Just don't let Iris get involved. She's in a really bad mood. Must have something to do with Hank.
Okay, yeah. Just give me a few minutes with him, okay?
And don't tell him about Paulina. The last thing we need is for him to go off after Paulina.
You know, this plan of yours is delusional as you thinking that you could make things work with Paulina.
What's no weirder than the combo of you and your current squeeze. At least I wear a suit to work.
Okay, time out. Jake, why don't you and I go out and get some air?
Yeah, you're right. It's getting stuffy in here.